I have a 22-year-old John Deere 6x4 gasoline gator. The oil light has come on and stays on. The engine still runs fine, but want to find out the problem before damaged. Where is the oil pump? I have not found a good drawing that shows the location. Is there a test to see if the problem is the sending unit?
Hi, my name is XXXXX I am here to help you. The oil pump is internal in the engine. As far as testing the sensor, you can unplug it and see if the light goes off. Then touch it to a good ground and see if it changes. If one way the light is on and in the other it is off, then either the sensor is bad or there is no oil pressure. You can get a new sensor fairly cheap, should be less than $20.
Thanks.
I have never seen an oil pump fail, not to say they don't. But it would be my last suspect.
How about the sending unit?
All the time, they can get clogged or just flat quit.
Is there a way to test the sending unit?
There may be an ohm reading that would indicate good or bad, but I don't know what it is. I have always just changed them, they're cheap enough to not worry about it.
What else could cause the oil pressure light to stay on?
If the wire from the sender to the light has rubbed bare at some point, that could also cause a false reading.
If I disconnect the wire from the sending unit, would the light stay, and if there is a short in the wire?
Yes. Or if the sending unit provides ground, there are two different types and I can't tell which one yours has without your engine numbers.
Sounds like the place to start. I will give it a try and get back to you, thanks.
That's why you should unplug it and then touch it to ground. That provides both circumstances to test the system other than the sender. Let me know what you find. Thanks.
I have disconnected the wire for the sending unit and the light went off. Touch the wire to ground, it comes on. Then I replace the sending unit and the light remains on. Any other ideas?
Does it stay on when you start the engine?
Yes.
What about if you turn off the engine and then turn the key on?
It is on then as well.
Did you get the new sensor from John Deere?
Yes, and installed it this morning.
Okay, I would take the sensor out, unplug the spark plug wire and crank the engine a little. Try to be in a position where you can the hole and see if any oil squirts out. You probably don't want to be directly in front of it, but inside of it. Once you see oil, stop cranking and let me know about how many times the engine rolled over before you got oil.
Okay, we'll go do it now.
Okay, I'll be here.
Okay, I don't get any oil out of the hole where the sensor was.
That's a problem. Either the oil pump has broken or it's clogged. Do you have an air compressor? Are you having trouble seeing my responses? I can switch to a different screen to make it better.
I am seeing them, but the response box is really small. I do have a compressor.
Okay, let me switch the screen, the other one is better. Our chat has ended, but you can still continue to ask me questions here until you are satisfied with your answer. Come back to this page to view our conversation and any other new information. What happens now? Or, you can reply to me using the box below.
Much better.
Okay, take a blowgun, And be gentle, and put some air in the hole. You only want 10 to 15 psi. You may also want to take the oil fill cap off. Be aware that you may spray some oil. Let me know what you hear and see.
Okay. I tried 15 and 25 pounds per square inch and could only hear air going in. At 50 pounds per square inch, the rag over the fill hole would move slightly.
Okay, now try cranking the engine again and see if oil comes out. Just to make sure I have asked a dumb question, is the oil level full and when was the last time the filter was changed?
I crank the engine and still no oil comes out. I changed the oil and filter in June. The oil level is full.
Okay, the oil pump has quit and the engine will need to be taken apart and the failure identified and repaired. It is possible that the crank is throwing around enough oil to keep the engine lubricated some, but if you choose not to repair it soon, you may damage the engine to the point it would need replacing.
Can I access the oil pump without removing the engine cover? It is difficult to see if there is a separate cove for the pump on the technical manual. Can this repair be done without removing the engine from the gator?
I don't think so. I believe the oil pump is one of the first parts installed. If you can get me the numbers from the engine, I can verify. For example, FV460V is 02.
The engine number is XXXXX.
Okay, the oil pump is completely internal. The engine will need to be removed and disassembled to repair.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert, now visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.